calling here.
But yeah, I'm excited. We have approximately.
Everybody got their cup?
Yes, I just went and got my cup. I'm in the winner circle today.
I love it. All right, ladies. Let's see. Good morning. Here we go. So welcome to another episode of My Morning Coffee on this Monday morning, this chilly Monday morning. I don't know what it's like where you are, but this chilly Monday morning with our conversations over coffee, networking extraordinaire, networking ninja, okay, Miss Tandra Price. So happy to have her. Again, thank you for joining us for our end of the month, ready to get started for a profitable and positive December. So glad you guys are here. We have jewels to drop. We're going to talk about some things that have been going on, how we can kind of maximize that for profit and make sure that we are doing it all right and supporting each other as we go along. So as usual, welcome everyone. Let's talk about what's in your cup and why. Miss Gia, what have you been up to? What's in your cup?
Good morning, ladies. I have coffee in my cup, and it's much needed. I've had a busy, I'll say weekend and Thanksgiving. Start off with go back to Thanksgiving. Had a wonderful Thanksgiving, spent time with the family. The kids came over, and I visited with my mom. So that was on Thursday, and of course I worked Thursday. So started off Thursday, and then I had to work on Friday too, so I was at work Friday. And then after Friday, we had a business meeting with two other entrepreneurs that we're going into. We're doing a joint venture with a catering business, Kevin and Jeff. So we had a debriefing from the wedding that we catered a couple weeks ago. So that was on Friday. So I was busy Friday after work. And then Saturday, I had two events to do, two pop-ups. So I was busy probably since like 6 in the morning until probably 6 that evening, doing two events. I did the Melanin Market at the Baldwin Hills Mall. Mahogany Box was there. And I was at the third annual, Nicole Vick has a holiday pop-up, third annual pop-up, which was co-hosted or co-sponsored, but with Black Women Wellness and the Shared Harvest Foundation. And the Shared Harvest Foundation, they came in and they did a walk up and drive up free COVID testings for the community. And that was in Leimert Park area. So I've been pretty busy. And then of course, last night we had Taco Sunday. So the kids came back over. Jeff's daughter's here from, I think she moved to Maryland. I get them all mixed up, Maryland, DC. So she came home for the holiday. So she wanted tacos. So Jeff got on the grill again and made tacos, but he been cutting up this week, Tonya, because he made, let me see, we didn't have traditional Thanksgiving. We had shrimp and grits for Thanksgiving. And then he also made duck. So it was delicious. I was like, And then he turned around yesterday morning, he made some, this baked croissant French toast, girl. It was delicious. And I mean delicious. I had some leftovers this morning too. Girl was good. Yeah, and then he had some syrup. He did some special stuff with the syrup, girl. I did a little video. I was trying to, put him out there and stuff. Did a little video, but it was delicious. So we might add that to the brunch menu for catering and stuff. It was delicious. I was like, oh my goodness. So that was yesterday morning. And then we had tacos and last night. Oh, and I made chips. I made homemade tortilla chips. So I was in the kitchen too, doing a little bit of something.
Yeah, it sounds like I did something at your house.
Yeah, so I was getting my little culinary going on this weekend because I made a cheese plate. So I'm thinking about, I'm gonna get into these cheese plates. So look for more cheese plates from the Mahogany Box. That's coming too. So I've been busy, so I'm tired. I really need a couple of days off. But again, I can't. I'm going back to work tomorrow. So, but that's what I've been up to. What about you?
Wow. So
awesome, girl. You done been up to a whole lot.
Yeah, yes, but
I know you look, y'all tired. Just talk.
No, it made me hungry just listening.
I wanted to compliment you on being able to pull off 2 different locations for the Mahogany Box over the weekend. You were definitely getting your hustle on. LA was full of Mahogany Box, okay? It was everywhere. So kudos to you. I don't know how you pulled that off, but you did a great job. Both displays were amazing. So thank you for inviting us. It was good.
Thank you for coming and supporting me. It was I was at first I was trying to be a little stressed, but then I said, just stop, cut it out, girls. Nothing, don't need to be stressed. Just do what you can do and make it happen. So luckily, the times one even go to one place and kind of set up, and then I was able to go to the second place and set up. So it worked out. God, it was meant to be. So it beat, so to speak. So yeah.
Miss Tandra, what have you been up to? What's in your cup?
Well, what's in my cup is, ladies, I have the Winning Circle cup, the WIN program cup today, and I'm actually drinking water. I'm trying to get a little bit more intake in. So listen, because after all this Thanksgiving food, that Gia just mentioned, but what we had too, look, I probably need to drink about another 4 or 5 glasses. Look, because all that's just add more weight onto me.
Girl, I know.
But
I'm trying to get my uniform on Tuesday.
Girl, listen, I'm already tight around the edge right now in this shirt. Been up to, oh my God, ladies, it has just been a crazy but busy month. We have approximately 32 days left into the end of the year. I've been promoting my new ebook, which is called Get on the List. It's a detailed and comprehensive guide on building a prospecting list for network marketers. And it's been really wonderful. I had a company actually pick up about 20 copies for their team building event. So I'll get opportunity to go and present it and, do their workshop there. I also have my pro networking event, which, I got 5 amazing ladies together. And we're doing an event where we're going international, because that's kind of really my goal, is to try to bring people internationally together. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be Saturday, December the 5th from 10 to 2 Central Time. So I'm pretty hyped about that. But other than that, I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope everybody posted their Thanksgiving, their Black Friday ads. I put something out there for them to do that, because we definitely want to support everyone. Just like, you went and support Gia. We want to make sure that we support, especially all of us is really out here, got our hustle and grind on. And today is Cyber Monday. So I hope everyone is still supporting each other in their endeavors. So yeah, that's about it. What you been up to, Miss Lady?
I love that. I love what you guys are doing. You keep me inspired. So I got coffee in my cup because I already know I need all that to keep up with you two. When I saw Gia having both booths at different locations, I was like, oh, she's on fire. Like, she is determined to make this a phenomenal end of the year. And then you are everywhere. You have your political corner, you have your networking group, you got your merch, you're helping people network and get it together. I was like, I need my coffee. I can't come in slow on these girls. They will run over me. So, just really trying to keep up. Since last we talked, I spoke to Dignity Health Group. I'm speaking again with Microsoft partners. And my conversations have been about storytelling to increase D&I, right? So helping people understand how their stories, powerful stories, not just being on the surface, but really telling their stories, how that actually increases diversity and inclusion, and helping people understand our differences, but also our similarities, right? So I've been enjoying that because I love storytelling and helping people understand where they need to go with their stories to have a powerful effect. So definitely getting into that and trying to do more with helping educate people on public relations and their business. So not even just keeping it PR, but more or less their business operations, their marketing, their social media marketing, and how that all blends So just running different seminars, picking up some new clients, really working with them. But I find myself doing more educating on it than just actually doing it, which is fine. I absolutely love that. The kids are back to school, so back to homeschooling. Hello, coffee. And
the double shot of espresso. What you talking about?
Damn, they don't even make. Listen, I'm still trying to figure out how our states are coming up with their decisions on what to close and what to open. So they closing up small businesses, but they're opening back up the schools. Like, I'm lost. I'm trying to figure this out, and running the NRBBA, dealing with small businesses, trying to find solutions to help them. There's no method to the madness. So trying to figure out how we can navigate through that process and keep doors from closing, because that seems to be like the going trend. Went to the mall this weekend after we shopped, looked at Gia's display. Half the stores, it's like every other store is closed.
Wow.
So I'm really trying to figure out, it was pretty heartbreaking. I thought it was just us up Artesia, but no, it's in the malls. It's like every other store is closed. Either they just decided not to come back, or, don't have the right regulations to be open. Like, I don't get it. So this process has been very frustrating, and just spending more time really trying to put method to the madness and help these small businesses really navigate through and try to keep their doors open, or at least provide a way for them to be able to reopen when that happens. So, it's just been go and keep it going, and trying to teach people how to keep it going, and don't let this season be one that defeats you, but actually inspires you to work a little harder and be creative, right? This
is the time to really be creative. I mean, we have to. I'm so with you, because I haven't actually been to the mall, but I mean, I can imagine. I mean, if you really look at 2020,
man,
listen, this has been a heck of a year. It has been a true heck of a year. I mean, businesses that were thriving so large at the beginning of the year, can you really realize how everything had pivoted? Now a lot of them are also closing. I mean, it's like, wow.
Feeling in February, like you was on fire. You had aspirations for what the rest of the fiscal year was going to look like for you, and then take yourself to that place, and then come back to right now, and it's like, like there's a hole in your balloon, and it's just slowly out, and you're trying to find a way to plug
out air just seeping out a little bit. So
we can plug up the hole and keep everything from going to hell. So I don't know. What are you thinking, Gia? What have you been able to kind of pivot and do? Actually, I love your new line. That has been great, I think.
Listen, was that blue jean outfit one of your new lines?
Ma'am, hello?
She was super cute in that outfit.
No, that wasn't my line. The outfit I had on. No, that wasn't my outfit. That was another small business person's outfit that I purchased that from Jay Bolin. That was one of his pieces. So I've been trying to support small business, but I've always tried to support small business even before the pandemic, but that was his outfit. So what Tonya's talking about, I have a new line. I call it my denim patch line. He's and that, and actually I'm gonna take a little further. I'm gonna put it on some more apparel. That's coming soon too. So just, with like you said, it's a lot of things have been going on. You have to pivot, you have to be creative. And for small businesses, even like with us, with me doing a lot of pop-ups have stopped happening because of COVID. So I haven't been able to be out and about in the community popping up because they haven't been doing them. So for example, the melanin market, we started off the year doing the melanin market, and then when COVID hit, they shut down, then they opened back up. So we was able to, get in a couple weekends. But now after Saturday was the last one they're going to do, they had some scheduled for December, but they decided to close because, we were going back on lockdown, and just, for the community, they just chose to shut it down. We were up and running, and now we shut down. And December is really a good time for small businesses because people are buying gifts and things like that. And a lot of people wait until December to get the gift. So again, now it's like, okay, what can I do? What can do? So you just have to come up with creative things and pivot, and you have to utilize more social media now, more so I think, and really so get your product out. But that's kind of hard to do too, because with social media, all the algorithms have changed. So, you think you're reaching people sometime with your social media posts and you're not. So you got to kind of, and it's hard, I'm not a social media expert, so I'm just trying to figure stuff out. But and all of us doing social media, share our links, share our posts and stuff, and make a comment, because that way it grows and it hits other people. It's okay to like it, but I think if you make a comment and share it, you're turning more people on to these small businesses, and then that way that can help them in their sales and the product they're selling. So that's one way that I'm thinking about doing it. It's just coming up with different ways, and a lot of people are doing more live shows on social media. They're selling things live. So you got to do that. And somebody like me who don't really like to be in front of the camera, I know it's hard for y'all to believe that, viewers and stuff. But I have to, I got to figure it out. So I got to do it and stuff. But I want to say something. I forgot to mention this, Tonya. You would be so proud of me, because doing one of the this weekend, when I was out and about vending, I was interviewed twice. And you know me, I don't really like talking to people. But I thought about you the whole time. And when doing the interview, I said, and I was proud of myself. I said, oh, Tonya would be so proud of me. So I think I really did it because I wanted you to be proud of me, that I'm out here actually doing interviews and everything. And one of the stations was actually Channel 4. So I was interviewed by Channel 4 News. So I was like, oh, so I was nervous. And I was like, oh my God, Channel 4, So,
I almost think you did it.
I got it done. So
I almost think you did it because you didn't want me screaming on you if I found out that you didn't do it and had the opportunity. But
well, yeah, that too, because you bully me sometimes.
No, I just don't think we need to be passing up opportunities to tell our story and talk about what's going on with us.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, anytime we get an opportunity to, we need to.
Yeah.
And that's an area that I want to work on, because I'm not really good at talking about myself. And, and even I think about my other profession, when it came time, I just go to work and do a job. So I'm not used to, like people bragging about, how good I am, and stuff. I just, I just do. So I have to, I'm trying to tell myself that, I have to talk about my business more, talk about me, and talk about how great I am a lot more than I do.
Well, you're an officer and you ain't
Tonya, you talk about me so well.
Well, listen, you're an officer and you ain't in no trouble. So I'm talking about you. I'm bragging. I'm, excited to have you. So yes, I'm always talking about you and what you got.
But ain't that the beauty of it? Because you know what, we have a sister circle that, it really kind of holds us accountable. I mean, in a way, we kind of don't look at it, but like Gia said, like, no, I have to do this because Tonya's gonna get, it's in a way, we're holding each other accountable, but it pushes us to go to the next level. I mean, I see that all the time, and the ladies like, listen, I get ready to have a conversation with them, and they say, okay, Tandra, I've already done it. Okay. Or this is what I'm doing. But in a way that's good, because it not only pushes you, but it pushes us.
Yes. You got to be in their head.
Right.
In their head with the good stuff. You know why? Because it helps counteract all the bad stuff that we get on a regular basis. So when you can be a motivator, an inspiration, a lesson to someone else, you got to do it. You got to take the opportunity, because what happens if you don't? They never have that peace that they need to move forward. They never have that push that they need to pull the trigger on something like getting on camera on NBC Channel 4. Thanks, Gia.
But Gia, that made you feel good at the end, though, didn't you? It was like, wow,
it did good. But also, also being a part of you guys, your group, that also helped me too. Because I think if I wasn't ever part of any of these groups, I probably would have shied away from that. But just interacting with the both of you guys and other ladies that are out there doing things like that, it does motivate you and inspire you and give you the the little courage, that you need to, get out there and do the things that you're uncomfortable with doing. And that's uncomfortable doing it. That's not my thing that I've always done. So it's like, oh, but you know, I'm getting there. I see small improvement.
Well, that was a big improvement. Listen, I'm proud of you. And I'm not even your coach, but I'm proud of you. But you know what? I know that right now during this holiday season, we need to be able to reach out and touch a lot of ladies in that area, because I mean, people, you know, are really going through the transition with their business. And that's why, as much as I can, I want to, you know, post something or whatever to, you know, just remind other ladies, please support us, you know, please support each other in, you know, what they're doing and how they're getting there. Because I mean, this year, and I'm telling you, we're still standing, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So that means that all this stuff that happened, and, you know, we went through it, we waved through it. Now we can go into 2021 being just like on fire.
Speaking of solutions and ways that we should move forward, what are you doing right now in your networking groups that is helping others to figure out a way forward? Like, talk to the people about what networking, I'd say modern day networking or the new normal of networking is looking like.
Well, definitely the new normal is going to be, you know, doing more, getting more involved into groups for sure. And, you know, really starting your own community. I mean, I think that's a way that I really thrive on, helping other women's, you know, build other communities so they can, you know, be able to expand globally. But here's the thing about it is, I think right now, going into 2021 is going to be more of, like you said, education. Like, let's educate us on the things that we did in 2020 that didn't work, and things that we could do now going into 2021 that will work. Because look, we've been there, done that, right? So each of us have our own different business, and we've all experienced different things. So we know what the problems was, the trials was. So now we can build on that. Like you said, Tonya, stories. We can tell you the story of what happened and what not to do moving into 2021.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that you're doing the stories, because I mean, that's how we learn, and that's how we teach other people to move forward and how to make their business, you know, succeed. So I think in the new normal of networking, like, it's going to take a sense of, listen, let's stop, get our go, let's just stop, look at everything that happened for 2021, you know, put our goal plan setting strategically, things that we know that we could do, starting with the mini wins and building up to the bigger wins. You know what I mean? And let's have a process, a system for that. Because I think what happens is, like right now, anytime people get into business, I'm just going to say, for example, like the prospecting book, a lot of times, like, because of a lot of these multi-level marketing companies, they have had their ups and downs, okay? Because, you know, they probably started big at the beginning of the year, but depending on whatever the industry was, it could have tainted. You know, every company, multi-level marketing, every company has had some hit with this COVID. Some of them had to shut down. Some of them had to, you know, not sell as many products. And if you are a part of one of those, then, you know, your whole plan, your whole goal plan changed. So now you have to think, okay, what can I do moving into 2021? A lot of us a lot of people don't have the plan B.
Right.
I mean, they only had that plan A, or what I wouldn't even call it an A.
On one thing.
So now it's like, let's stop and let's take a look. I mean, let's come together, let's mastermind together and figure out, you know, what's your budget? What's this? What's that? I mean, what did you make? What you didn't make? I mean, you know, and how do we move that into 2021 and be even bigger than we were in 2020? I mean, can you follow me? Because I feel like we could do all the networking in the world. And I tell people every time I go on Facebook, LinkedIn Live, networking has multiple layers. It's just not going to an event and, you know, talking to somebody. Networking is different. I mean, I'm talking about the punchline. I'm talking about networking ecosystems. I mean, there's a whole different layer to it, but we have to somehow or another get ourselves organized. And that's going to be my networking. That's going to be the tip. You got to sit down, put your feet on the ground, look at it, and be honest with yourself and move into 2021. And I'm telling you, like you said, the stories are it.
Yeah.
What are some of the major problems that the people in your group seem to have? Is it marketing? Is it sales? Is it just the networking piece? Like they've gotten so used to the only way that they get leads is through networking in person? Like what are the biggest issues that you're running into? And then
I think the biggest issues is especially the social media marketing. I think another issue is they're not willing to be a student, because it's that you listen, your ads could be pretty,
right,
and everything can be going the way that you feel, but really honestly, I say it, and ladies, you know that if you listen to me, if you post something on social media and nobody's interacting with you, it's kind of a moot point. You know, it's just for display. Because just think, all the times you go out and post and nobody's talking back to you, nobody's liking it, nobody's sharing it, nobody's not just saying, you know, love it or something like that. Right. I mean, somebody really kind of coming back with you. Like, what is your message that you're trying to say? And Tonya saying it, she's saying it perfectly. It's through the stories. Your stories have to have that message that somebody can relate to. And another thing, when it comes to leads, is like, where's your audience? Your audience may not be on Facebook.
Who is your target market? Do you know who your target market is? Who are you talking to?
And everybody think, and I'm not saying everybody, but most people think that they know who their target audience is, but they really, I mean, it's okay to go back to square one. It's okay to go back to your avatar. It is. It's okay to go back to your avatar and rebuild your avatar. So I think right now, you know, the biggest part is the marketing part and I think being able to build that lead base. So I'm just going back to the book, not trying to throw it out, but I'm saying in the book, it's teaching you how to build an effective and prospecting list. I mean, listen, all of us have to build a list. We have to show our products and services to somebody. They're not just going to knock on our door. And listen, a lot of times people go to their warm market, but after your warm market, where do you go?
Well, do you think with a lot of businesses too, with now that, you know, COVID and everything has really gone strictly to online and social media, do you think a lot of businesses owners are a little overwhelmed with all the amount of things that have to be done to get the message out there? And then I think a lot of people, some people are not good. They don't know how to tell a story. And that's where I like to think we're struggling. And when it comes to that, how do I tell my story, or tell a story and a quick story? And I think that that's good that you're doing stories, Tonya, but maybe you should take that whole piece and break it down, maybe into smaller segments for a lot of small businesses, and to understand and grasp it, because we hear it, everybody hears it, but I don't think it's sinking in and sticking in, and they don't really know what to do with it. And I've learned this just with my job. People will say, they'll agree, oh, you have a meeting, everybody's shaking their head, yeah, they got it. But then once they leave the meeting, you know, they're not putting anything that was in the meeting. Right. They're not putting it to use. And I think because they don't know how, and they're afraid to say that they don't know how, because it is kind of overwhelming. Because I think right now, most businesses, small business owners, they're thinking about is money. They just want some money. They want to sell something. They do. And they just want to get a product out there. They want to sell it. And so they can, you know, keep the lights on and put gas in their car. And I understand that. And that's everybody's goal. So sometimes it's just like, oh, it seems like a lot of work to do some of the things that you guys talk about in your groups. And that could be a problem too, that's happening with a lot of small businesses.
Well, you know what? I just want to piggyback off of that real quick, because that again, so every business has to have networking, but it's systems, the same systems that you would put in place. I mean, those systems have to be, and here's the thing about it, you take them step by step, but it is a system. You have to have those systems in place. And once you have the systems in place, I mean, it's not as hard as what people think. But they have to sit down enough to develop a system.
So you're right, Gia, in regards to the teaching piece of it in storytelling. And that's what I have been doing with some of these companies, Dignity, Microsoft. But for example, with you, when I constantly have you tell people what you do, it's part of me getting you to tell your story. Because you don't just have apparel, you don't just make things. Why do you make them? Because it's your passion, and you get a lot of your relief from your day job pouring into your passion, right? But those are things people wouldn't know about you if I didn't make you say them regularly. So they know when they get things that it's not just something you got from China and slap mahogany box on it. This is something you actually put your hands on and you craft based on your passion from your day job, and because you have that entrepreneurial spirit. Like there's so many layers to your story. You can't just tell one piece of it in that moment, but every time I have the opportunity, I want to open that door for you to continue to share who you are, because people don't buy from stores. They buy from people. Don't,
from people who
they're not
like
loyal
and trust
to products. They're loyal to people. They're always coming back to see what else new you have. Okay, maybe this week it's not something I like, but I guarantee basically I'm gonna find something from Mahogany Box that I want. Because now that they're raving fans of yours, not just of the pieces, they're learning you, they're getting to know you and becoming loyal. So being able to know when to tell those stories and drop those nuggets on people allows for them to know, like, and trust you. And that's kind of, I agree with you, being able to teach that. So it is a process.
And that's what I think. And that's why I think a lot of business owners, they don't understand that piece.
Yeah, you got to get people to know, like, and trust you, not just assume that they know you because you've been in this brick and mortar for 2 years. Like, I don't, if I haven't been there or you haven't given me a reason to be there, I don't know that about you. Or they think because I said it once or it's in my marketing collateral, then they should know this about me. Actually, they don't. And until you take the time to really educate people on who you are, what you do, and why you do it in a way that triggers them to want to connect with you through your products or services, it's not going to be effective. And they don't, that's really what social media is for. It's to help people connect with you in an authentic way, not just to throw things out there in a meaningless way. It's really to connect with them. And I've learned something from social media, a lot of things, is that, you know, people don't, they might read. So I just want to piggyback off what you said earlier, Tandra. They might read what you say, but they don't always react. Sometimes they don't know how to react. So then you go back to your call to action. When you put something out, you should have a call to action on it. Don't just put it there and walk away. People don't know what to do with that, particularly if it's something emotional. Like, you know, I have the PR and marketing, but I also do a lot of work in the community or with ACEs and adverse childhood experiences. So once I put something out or I talk about something, I always leave them with something to do. Go subscribe to this, buy this book, listen to this people, find out more about Nadine Burke-Harris and the work that she's done, because people don't always know what to do, especially when you're telling stories and you're reaching for something emotional to trigger a response from people. You got to let them know what to do with it. And when you don't, it'll just sit there and you'll think they didn't see it. Later, you might run into them and be like, oh, I saw you were doing that thing, but you didn't leave a call to action. So you don't know who's paying attention to things, especially when you're touching people on a higher level and you're doing the storytelling piece. So yes, tell your story. Make sure you are reaching people's triggers, but also leave them with a call to action. Like they tell people what to do sometimes.
You know, one thing I noticed too about social media is that, you know what? They tell you everything. I mean, social media tells you their problems. They tell you what they're looking for. I mean, so in a way, I mean, your audience is already talking to you. They're telling you what they want, what they need, how to respond back to them. I mean, now the key is, like Tonya said, you know, now we have to come in with the story, okay? And then we write, you have to come into a call of action and ask the question, ask them a question. I try to tell ladies, please ask a question, ask an engaging question at the end of your post. Because, I mean, again, that's a way for them to talk back to you, because they're telling you, if you really look and scroll through social media, it tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
So now it's up to you to be able to make your story relatable to the people that are asked or that have the problem. So like Tonya said, I mean, your story speaks for everything. But now look at your audience. If Facebook is where your audience is, they're telling you, Okay, so now what are you going to do with them? How are you going to solve their problem now that they're telling you what their problem is? How can you relate to them? What questions are you asking them for them to get the feed, so you can get the feedback? So say like if they need a particular product or item or food, I mean, then you know, because they're telling you. So now what are you going to do to help appease or to service your customer?
How are you going to be a solution? Gia, how have you been able to continuously grow Mahogany Box and the sales portion of it? Like, what keeps you motivated to continuously try to sell, even in a climate such as this where people are kind of penny pinching?
Well, for me, I just like creating things. So when I have an idea in my head and I like to make it, I'm a maker. That's why I call myself. I like making things and doing things. So I think about something and I make it, and then I just share it, because after I make it, I'm kind of like, wow, I'm excited that I made it. So I want to show it to other people. So that's pretty much what keeps me motivated. But there are times, don't get me wrong, when sometimes I say, I'm tired. I'm not, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. And, but.
Yes.
All creative people go in their little rut, it's like, oh, woe is me, or, we think things are not selling and I'm not getting any hits and likes and stuff. But I'm not driven by the likes. I'm just driven by, I like creating items, products, and making new things. So that's what really keeps me motivated. Because if I went on the likes that I get or the non-likes, girl, I probably would have stopped making stuff a whole bunch of years ago, if that was the case. So I don't use Facebook that way as because I know half the stuff as a tool to say, oh, I'm doing really well, oh, I'm not doing well. I just try to come out with new products and hope that with anything that people like my product and want my product. And I know eventually one day I will have a product that probably will blow up and, go everywhere. But my product has been out there, it's been on famous people and things like that. So I don't create for that. I create because I like to create things. And of course, I want to make money after I make the things. So everybody is in the business of making money, but that's what drives me. Is just my passion to create things.
Let's pivot a little bit. Instead of what we should be doing as business owners, how do we support other women and other businesses at this time? And how do we teach other people to do that? Because it seems even with the best intentions, they still don't get it. Is it just me?
No. But I think it goes back to Gia. I mean, I think the time right now is really difficult and hard for people to wrap their minds around the get it part. They know they have to do something, because they need to make money. They do. And a lot of times they don't stop to say, okay, let me just make sure I understand it, because they're so busy just trying to throw it out there. They're not taking a minute to just stop. But I want to say this one thing that was really motivating to me, and it really showed that, I was moving in the right directions with my ladies, was when we had a conversations over coffee, and one of the ladies had a concern, and they came to the circle and said, I just need for y'all to pray for me. And she had texted me earlier that morning, and I was going to bring it up anyway, but I was glad that she came to the meeting that morning. And she says, listen, I didn't know if I could reach out or ask for the help, but you know what? I'm coming to you because you're part of the sister circle, and can you just pray for me? And that brought a whole new light to me, because, this is why we do what we do. You know what? We develop these groups and we develop these sister circles to bond. Ladies, this is where you can come, relax. If you have a problem, I mean, every entrepreneur, just like Gia said, she said, sometimes there's days I don't feel like getting up doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's where we all come in. You know what? If you're an entrepreneur and you think you can do this by yourself, I want to say, I'm hopeful I can say safely that is incorrect. And one thing, you shouldn't be doing it by yourself. You should be doing it with some positive ladies who are wanting to see you win. But you know what? We all need prayer. We all need that support. And I think that particular day of that Conversations Over Coffee really did something to me, and knew that I was doing the right thing in my support of how I'm trying to help and support women. You know, they came in, we talked, everybody started, you know, and it's not, everybody have their own different religions, but it's just about the point that, listen, I used to be here, but now I'm right here, and I have an opportunity to even go here. Can you pray for me? You know, I'm seeking out some help. And that's right now one of the biggest, well, I would say one of the things that I think that we could do is let our sisters know, listen, come into the fold, you know, talk to us, tell us what you need, because that's the only way that we can help you. Everybody has a different need or a different concern, but we don't know that, we don't share that with us.
Yeah.
I think what both of you ladies are doing, the groups, having the groups and having women in your groups really helps a lot. And Tandra, you said your point was well taken. You can't do this by yourself. If entrepreneurs think they can do everything by themselves, they're wrong. And I think we all, and it's a learning thing, we all need a team. You need a sometimes team, because you can't do it by yourself. You're going to overwhelm yourself. You're going to burn out. So that's why it's good to get involved in groups and learn from the groups and share within the groups and stuff. And people in the groups that you're in, they have things that can help your business. And don't be afraid to ask. And I know sometimes it's hard because people are so protective of the stuff that they're doing. They don't want to share. But I'm all about, I always say sharing. That's what, you know, that group that, you know, I had started, Sisters Empowering Each Other, because it was about sharing. I had a lot of younger entrepreneurs, and I've been in the entrepreneur game for a long time. Before I was doing Mahogany Box, I had a franchise, a paint your own studio, paint your own ceramic art studio. So so listening to a lot of people talk about their business and the downfalls or the things they're having trouble with and stuff like that, I was always a person, I'm always trying to help somebody, you know, because I know what it was like when I was starting off. A lot of things I had to learn through trial and error. So now, once I learned some things, I have no problem sharing it with other people, letting them know, hey, this didn't work for me, but it might work for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But also to collaboration, we as women, we need to collaborate more and with each other, and to help grow all, you know, each other's business and stuff. That does help a lot. And it does take a lot of pressure off of you sometimes when you can collaborate with somebody. You know, when I'm at home creating by myself, sometimes it's lonely. You know, I got an idea and I want to talk to somebody and say, hey, what do you think? You know, I want to show it to somebody. And sometimes it's like, oh God, I don't have anybody. What time is this? 1 o'clock in the morning. Everybody I know is asleep. You know, but knowing that I do have people in my circle that I can go to and say, hey, what do you think? You know, I had this idea, like Tonya, I come to you a lot. Hey, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? I have a lot of great ideas, but I don't know how to always execute all of them. And I'm not afraid to say that, you know, but that's why I'm in these sister circles. I have you guys to help me with an idea that I have to say, hey, you know, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know, and that's not, and when that happens, that's not like some people think, oh, if I tell Tonya, Tanya's going to take it and run with it. Well, if you feel that way about your sister circle, then you shouldn't be in that sister circle. How about that? Okay. You know, and vice versa. If Tonya feels as though she tells me something, I'm going to take it and I'm going to go do something, then I shouldn't be in her sister circle. If that's how she's feeling, she doesn't want to share what she's doing with me, because I might have an idea that might help what she's trying to do and get it off the ground. And that's what it's about, collaboration. And I think we need to do more. Small business owners need to do more collaborating and working with other people, because we all can't do it alone. And a prime example, I don't know if you saw lately, I have a creative studio. I share a studio with 2 other designers. I met them through another friend, and I went into their studio, and we all in the studio together. Well, now our studio is moving to another location, but that wouldn't have been able to happen probably if we all 3 wasn't working together, because studio space is expensive. It's not cheap. And, you know, I can't own a studio by myself with the way rents are, and neither could probably the other 2 women, but we get it together. And here we are, we're in one location, and now we're moving to another location that's bigger. So now we have more space, more room to do things and to grow all 3 of our businesses and stuff. And that's what it's about, but it's about working together.
You know what? I just want to piggyback off of that. Gia, I did a LinkedIn Live last Tuesday, and I was talking about the ecosystem of networking and what should be in your ecosystem. And one of the things I said was buddy entrepreneurs. And you hit it right on the head, because what I meant by that is that, you know what, we could all be in the same thing, but still sharing the same space. That's exactly what you said. I mean, perfect. I mean, as an example of having a buddy entrepreneur, you know, we have of course we need joint ventures, but having a buddy entrepreneur in your ecosystem is amazing. And and you're so right. We need to stop trying to be in competition with each other. Mm-hmm. We stop it.
Right.
We are not in competition with each other.
No. And that's the thing about knowing your target market is everybody ain't for everybody. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's somebody for each consumer. There's somebody for each advertiser. There's somebody for each marketer. There is somebody. Everybody's not for everybody. So you're not my competition because you might not, your client is not my client. We don't please the same people. And in the case that we do, good luck with that. I'm sure there's something that separates us, but that should not ever be the concern with us, because we're all so diverse and provide different things to the market. Even if we're in the same space, we still have a uniqueness to us. Again, that's the storytelling piece of it though, so that others will understand why you, not me, why her, not him. We really have to fine tune what that message is and what that story is to our target market. So as we wind down, let's talk about what we have coming up. So Ms. Gia, what do we have coming up, and where can people find you, get in touch with you, collaborate with you? Talk about it.
Well, as far as on the creative side and popping up shops, I don't have anything coming up because I think all the markets are closing for the rest of the year. So I probably won't be popping up in the community nowhere in a market. But I'll be posting my things on social media via Facebook, The Mahogany Box, or my personal page, Gia Neal, and on Instagram, The Mahogany Box. I'll be posting things there. That other than that, I don't have anything else going on. I will be having surgery soon. That's coming up, but we'll talk about that probably when it gets closer to the surgery date. But y'all don't have to clutch your pearls or your necklace or nothing, nothing major and stuff. I know y'all was worried. I know people out there was worried, like, oh Lord, Gia having surgery.
Ooh, what's going on?
What's going on and stuff. No, no. You guys have seen that I've been having trouble with my wrist. I have something going on with one of my tendons, and they tried everything, therapy, the shot, nothing's working. So now I'm going to have surgery, and it's my dominant hand. So it's my right hand. So I'm going to be having surgery on that coming up soon. So I'll be out of commission for a while. So I won't be able to make anything. So actually I'm going to spend all of December probably making up as much as I can so I can at least market it and put it out there while I'm recovering from my surgery.
Very good. Miss Tandra Price, what you got going on, ma'am? What can the people look out for, sign up for, and get in touch with you?
Well, first of all, I want to make sure that anybody that makes a post from now until the end of the year, please tag at least 7 people in your post.
You can tag us.
Okay. Please tag at least 7 other people. Really what I got going on is I have my pro networking event that's going to be December the 5th from 10 to 2. Please go out. It's a free event to network. Please go out and register for it. I would really greatly appreciate it. We're going to have some amazing speakers. We're going to have some vendors. We're going to have some authors. But just go out and support us by just signing up. I'd greatly appreciate that. Also, I have my Get on the List book. It's still out there. I'd appreciate anyone's support on that. And then I have my LinkedIn workshop that's going to be coming up in 2021. I actually have 2 workshops. So yeah, I mean, I'm already planning for my 2021, and I hope everybody else is too.
Very good. Yeah. What's your, make sure we have your socials and all that good stuff so people can stay connected.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely put it in the post.
Awesome. So I launched the Sand and Shore Signature 6-week program. And it includes everything that you need if you are an early entrepreneur or stuck, because a lot of people don't recognize or realize where they get stuck at. Is it your business operations? Is it your marketing, your PR, your storytelling? So 6 weeks, we go through all of that, okay? And we are dedicated to having that be a rolling program. You come in when you come in, and you make sure you get all 6 classes and some one-on-one consulting. So we are going to handle that. But before that, we will be having a mastermind. So ladies, if you are looking for a mastermind group to really just people to pour into you and for you to pour out all of what's wrong so we can all work together to try to find you some solutions, please feel free to jump into the Lady Boss group, because that's where we'll be getting started at. Outside of that, My Morning Coffee is now on iTunes. So you can go ahead and subscribe to us. This one will be there later today. So we are on Apple Podcast. Make sure that you subscribe and don't miss a thing. There's already some past episodes there to entertain you. So please make sure you tap in on My Morning Coffee. My Leaders and Learners podcast is on Spotify. Tap in. We only deal with those that are really looking to be a leader in their field, right? Not followers, not those that are just following trends, but really those that are setting themselves apart and establishing a new way to solve some of these old problems, right? Whether it be racism or law enforcement, or we have an retired NFL player who started an organization that helps retired players invest. Yeah, so he dropped some nuggets on me so strong. I was like, on my own. But you know, there are amazing people out there doing amazing things, and I love having conversations with them, because if you are a leader, you are a lifetime learner, and you're always learning something new. It's almost like what Tandra talked about earlier, is people don't want to do the work, they don't want to learn, they don't want to study or acknowledge that they need a little extra. And I want all of it. Pour it all into me. I don't know everything. I don't care how good you are at something. You can always learn something new. There are so many free resources and talented individuals that are looking to pour into the next generation. Please take the time, learn something new, be a lifetime learner. You can always find me at Sand and Shores or Tonya McKenzie PR. We love having you guys here, especially at the end of the month where we have these business chats. We talk about some of the things coming up. I didn't even get into the new administration for the Biden administration, all women communications.
Oh my God, that is a snap. Everybody should be snapping.
All women. So yes, I get a little emotional, but you will make sure you get all the information. Y'all gonna get all the jewels, all that they have, an all women's press book. Like, wow, unbelievable. So, you know, we always have something to come back to you on at the end of the month to get you ready for that next month. So we'll see you here again with Miss Tandra, our networking ninja. And again, Lady Boss, feel free to jump on in there, ladies, and keep in touch with us. You know, ask us questions, tag us, because if we know about it, we're going to share it. That is not just what we say, it's actually what we do. So make sure that you connect with people that want to stay connected to you. And until the next time, I guess we'll see you around. Have a good rest of your week.
Bye.